Yes.
Hi, good morning, Beena. Good morning, Beena. Good morning. Hello, 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 hello. It's so fun. We had lots of fun this morning, Beena and I. We were um we were going through things relative to the new book, to the
Yes.
Biella
Yes.
book that's
Yes.
coming
Yes.
out. So it was
Hello.
very cool.
Hello.
It was very cool. It was fun
Hello.
stuff. Hello, Beena.
Hello. And good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Whoever is watching, especially I assume. It is without expectation. I assume that is Norma will be there. So hello, Norma. Before you even say anything, hello, Grain. Thank you for being here, both of
Mm.
you, and especially for everyone who is going to watch us recorded. Please, we know that, okay, we are getting views. So if you are watching it, please do leave a comment. And if you like it, please click the like
Yeah,
button
yeah,
also. It will
we
help.
appreciate those very much. Yes.
Yes. And it is going to help
Oh yeah.
in
Oh yeah.
many other ways, because other people will also see that. It is crucial to do these type of things, these gestures in this time of the world right now, because when you have a lot of misinformation, when you have a lot of nonsense people are spreading, okay, yes, I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying that, okay, some people are doing this because they are not aware. So they are giving ideas, throwing out, and making it a big deal, and people are assuming it's a nice and profound and very good value, and they start sharing. It is affecting the world, and of course, it is going to
Yeah,
ultimately affect our future. So, in at this time, it is important to actually, for good people who have this awareness and earnestness and some understanding, real understanding of life and the ideas they are talking about, to step up and share those things. And you are
yes,
just
yes.
by clicking that, you are going to actually make it more visible. This is how you are going to help into creating a more good understanding of world around us. So if you are keen to create something and to do something good about, please do. It's not limited to sales things only.
Correct.
It is for everything. Whenever you see some value, because
Beautiful,
this is
Beena.
how we are going to, the whole world is going to live. We are living on social media. It's an
Yes,
old thing now that, okay, it's a
yes.
fun time thing, it's a hobby thing, it's a laziness thing. No, all your children are going to learn ethics, morals, values from social media more than you.
Exactly. In
So
other words,
please do
yes,
pay attention to this. Please do pay
yes.
attention to
What
this.
you
Whenever you see
share
some,
and promote and like makes a difference. It
yes,
adds
and
to the moreness of the world, in other words. Yeah, right,
exactly.
Beena?
And I want,
Yeah,
yes, absolutely, Sil. And I just want to say it again
wonderful.
for the
Wonderful.
people, especially my friends who were not into the social media clicks and likes, and they say that, "Oh, it's all about vanity. I'm just sharing." Yes, you are sharing, but see the other perspective on it. This is the
Yeah,
now. This is the new world now.
yeah,
Social media, virtual life is going to be the part of life, the main part of your life. So
yeah.
please do pay attention what you are promoting by just giving them views and
Yes,
promoting and clicking
yes,
likes. So be
yes,
mindful about that. Very,
yes.
very mindful about that. This is how you are going to set the algorithm, and this algorithm is going to
Exactly.
set the values for the
Exactly,
future.
exactly. And that applies not only to the technical algorithms, but to the life, the universe, how the world works. What we pay attention
Exactly.
to, there's more of it in our lives. Yes. Now, it's a very duh. If you're a negative person and grumpy, well, who you hang out with? Other negative and grumpy people, because the nice people don't want to hang out with you. Yeah. So, and then you shape your own algorithm. So this is very important. It doesn't just apply literally to an algorithm on the internet, but it applies in life as well. Very big
Exactly,
point, Vina.
exactly,
Very big point.
exactly,
Huge.
exactly. So please, all my friends, I will request all my friends. I'm going to request all my friends who are just, they are nice people, they are good people, they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a lot of wisdom, knowledge, information, and real understanding of life. Please start using social media, internet as something important, because you are going to set the algorithm. If you want to save something, if you want to actually really want to have highlighted the good thing in life for the future generations, start working now. So by how you are going to do that, all it needs is just a click. and share. That this
Yeah.
is how you are going to set the algorithm. It is not only that okay, you are going to make it more visible, but I had this experience. One of my friend, Facebook friend, was into something which was not appropriate for me, and he was
Mm.
liking it, and he was my new Facebook friend, and suddenly I start seeing suggestions and the thing which was like completely alien to me, and I was like, what is this? From where it? Because I deliberately I never visit anything, I never click anything which I don't want in my life. So
Mm.
I'm very scrupulous about that from the very beginning. I'm very scrupulous. But and then I start seeing that, and I ask one of my other friend, and he says that, oh, because one of your friend might be interested. So then of course you, because you are now friends, so people of course the Facebook is suggesting you. See, this is how it works. So if you are going to like things, if you are going to just click likes, leave comments, it is not going to only be visible in your timeline, but it is going to be as a suggestion to other of your friends also on Facebook. And this is how it is going to spread. So please do pay attention to that, not only for you, but of course for the future. I'm saying it, it's a very important thing for me. It's a very serious matter for me also. Okay, let's come back to it. Was a thought of the day while Sid is doing another thing. I had this idea from that I was listening this that my father, my Baba, was a self-made man. And that was a really interesting term for me. I was thinking about it. Okay, even from the childhood, I was curious about what is self-made. Oh, someone who just never get anything from their parents inherited or something. No one helps him or things like that. My personal idea right now, of course, I'm open to update. I think that, like in life, and nothing happens by accident and everything happens by accident. We all are self-made, but no one is self-made, because we all are getting something from the universe. Of course we are getting something from other people's experience, even if they are doing not so good things and not so wise things. We are learning from them. So we are learning. When we are learning from other
Yeah.
people, we cannot claim that, oh, it's all just self-made things. That's why when I got this word in front of me, like self-help, I was thinking like, what is self-help actually? We all have some sort of. All we are is we can do actually to be curious and to make ourselves available
Yeah.
where it is. Otherwise, tons of people contribute in your learning and growing. So it's a kind of egoistic, inadvertent ego idea that okay, self-made or self-help. We all are self-made, but no one is actually self-made. So this is it's a kind of a conundrum for me. Of course, I'm going to think more about it. But let's get back to today's topic, and we have so many fun things to share with you. And
Yeah.
Sil is going to share in, of course,
Uh,
detail. So
All right,
yes,
Beena, I typed into
yes,
Google. I said, "What does self-help?" And I put self-help in commas, in inverted commas, so they know it's what I mean. What does
yes,
self-help mean? Self-help
yes,
is the process of improving oneself and overcoming problems without the help of others, especially for personal and emotional issues. It can involve self-reliance, such as reading self-help books or joining with others to address shared concerns. Self-help can also involve improving oneself economically, physically, intellectually, or emotionally, often with a psychological basis. So what we are doing here every day we come live falls into the category of self-help,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah. So anyway, because whatever we share is geared towards that self-evident sensibility, which means it is practically available and feasible to use on your own. Yes. And especially our focus is on making sure that what we are doing does not rely on belief. Yeah.
yes,
Many self-help books will give you a whole thing and it's a belief system that you're following. But now you are following somebody else's idea of how you should live. No, you got to make your own. It doesn't work. You cannot live somebody else's life. It's just a self-evident duh, right? But we like to think this because, well, it's a lot easier and we're a bit lazy and all of this, right? So this is important to understand that no. Yeah, but this is you have to do it on your own. But that doesn't mean you have to figure it out from scratch from your own. Somebody else can do the work and share the self-evident sensibility with you. And then you're like, oh, yeah, okay, duh. But to get to that duh sometimes takes a lot of work. And this is what a good life coach, to me, very few of them I see that do this. I'm the only one that I know of, really. Sorry to say, but maybe I'm just not aware of them. But when you are doing this, where you are sharing self-evident sensibility, you've done all the work and you share it as a self-evident sensibility. Now it's easy to use and grasp and take in, and yes, very powerful. Right. And this is what, when we're doing the Ask Biella readings, the books now, we're on book 2. Yes. And this is what is so cool about the books, in that, Biella is giving you that process of where you end up with a self-evident sensibility, but you can see how she gets there. Right? She's going through all this, she's laying it out. And she can go longer and in more detail, but she gives you enough that you can follow along in the process. And as it goes through, you can say, okay, 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 right? And this is very, very powerful. This is very, very valuable stuff. If you're into learning and growth and personal development, personal exploration, self-discovery, self-awareness, yes, all of those things. I mean, there's a ton of different names on it. When you go through that and you see what's involved, then what Biella does, uh, uh, one second. Well, anyway, if you see what she does, this is incredibly valuable, right, Bina?
Yes.
Well, why is it valuable? I got to type something.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bina.
Sorry, sir, it was breaking, so I'm missing your. You can hear me?
Doesn't matter. Just go. If you don't hear me, say something. We don't want dead time.
Okay. So coming back to the topic, because I missed some of what Sir was saying. Okay.
Oh,
So coming back to the self help and the self made idea. I'm not against it, of course, and you know that as a theory or not as an idea, the most popular idea that okay, all the fathers are okay, most of the fathers are heroes of their daughters. My father was also. Uh, and he is a hero for me. But when I was hearing this idea of self-made, I was thinking like how he can be self-made. Like no one ever helped him, no one ever taught him anything. So that is something I was thinking in my childhood also. That was he like really a self-made person? Um, Actually, okay, we don't do that. So that's why I was like, okay, no, the idea is a bit dubious to the self-made person. And the self-help also, I was just putting it in the same category. We do help ourselves, yes, of course, it's a self-help thing. So now I'm updating it and saying it again that yes, we all are self-made, but of course, no one is self-made. Is same with this thing that we all do a self-help thing. We all do that. We all can do, but no one can actually help themselves if they will not have something as an example. That's why
oh,
the replacement, the idea, that's why the idea of nobelia is so crucial.
yeah,
That otherwise, of course, anyone can think. Not everyone can think of something as a replacement, something a different perspective. We cannot do that.
yeah,
It's not like okay, it's an impossible, but it is difficult for everyone to get into so much detail and refine it. That's why the idea of nobelia is so profound, that you can have
yeah.
something as an example, as a replacement to think other than what you already have. This is
Exactly.
what, and now of
Exactly.
course the other people are going to think about it and they say, okay, yes, I just did, I was reading some self-help books and I was going, that self-help book was someone else's effort who give
Yeah,
you this idea, this replacement. So I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm also a student of the self-help thing, but I'm saying that okay, it is
yeah,
always someone else involved into that. We need to be very thorough about this. because one can easily get into the ego nonsense. Really, that, oh yes, okay, I did everything by myself. No, we always have someone, something out there. So that's why I was thinking about the Nobelia idea also, that, okay, what is the value? The real value is that not all of us can easily think of creating a replacement for ourselves, to think other than what we have already established in our culture, society, and in our personal culture. So someone just created this idea of Nobelia, and now we have something to think other than what we have already. This is the biggest help I think anyone can ever do that. And on top of that, it is open. If you find something which is not making sense to you, which seem impossible, just come and discuss and put your things, your idea also into that. But be open for the discussion, be open for the of course the challenge, that okay, if someone else is going to challenge
Yes.
you, no, it is not making sense. This is
Yes.
an antidote for the ego thing that I have
Exactly.
done. So yes, this is I was just this idea stuck in my mind. Self-help, self-made.
Yeah.
So yes, right, and this is very interesting. I think that okay, we all need to pay attention to this,
All right.
how much we
Brilliant.
are self-made and how much we can do self-help. Okay.
Okay. I've got a quote for you that I want to put into chat.
Yes, please. And of course, it can be totally wrong. I'm open for that. This is my idea. I'm just sharing.
Oh, I lost what you said, the last things there. Why can't I copy and why can't I paste in here now? What's going on? Ah, computer being difficult. Okay,
Mhm.
copy. I'm trying to make a comment there, but it won't let me. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Ah, no. I don't want this person's name in there.
Anyway, you are not sharing screen. So
Well,
let me.
I just will go directly. You'll be able to read the comment there, but I'm going to share screen in a moment there. So,
Yes.
okay. All right, let's share screen and get reading. But I want to
Okay.
read this quote while I do the share screen here.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
To be better. Well, you read it, Bina. You're more clear than me today.
Okay. Wow. This is interesting. So you send it to me?
I posted it in comments underneath the live.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I need to go there, and then of course I need to do
Yeah. I'm just taking care of something here real quick from a customer. Oh,
that. Okay. Yes. No, no problem. No problem. I This is something I need to pay attention to, that you were busy. So, but we are having some connectivity problems, some
yeah, also,
communication
yeah.
issues we are having. So please bear with us, because we are trying to. Okay. Hi, Syl and Beena. Hello, Sue. Oh, it's nice to see you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Hello,
yeah.
Sue. Okay.
Hello,
Syl
Bina.
says, no, hello, Sue.
Oh,
She made a
Sue's
comment.
here. Oh, I didn't see that. Ah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Oh. I thought you were saying so. I thought that's unusually excited to
No,
being.
I was saying
I thought you were responding
Sue.
to my comment. Ah, fantastic. Hello, Sue. Hello, Sue. Ah, too brilliant. Too brilliant. Ah, this is very
Yes.
cool.
Okay.
Hello,
So,
Sue. Good to have you here, Sue.
quote
Always,
unquote, he's
always.
saying that to be better and improve within a broken, flawed, corrupted system is of dubious value. Wow.
Wow. Oh, Cheryl and Sue here now. Hello, Sue. Brilliant, brilliant,
Oh,
brilliant. Ah, this
hello,
is
Cheryl.
exciting. Okay, so I love this. I love this. I just wanted to share that quote there real quickly, right? To be better and improve, because you were talking about self-help, and this
Yes.
is very pertinent, and I'm going to love this because the chapter we're going to read is very cool. Yes, hello, Susie Woozy. Oh, excuse me.
Yes,
Ah,
she
it's
is.
just Cheryl teasing Sue.
Oh,
I
she's a
love it. I
charm.
love it.
She's a
I'm
charm.
really thrilled that you guys are here. But I thought that since we were discussing self-help and what it means, we
Hello,
have to be
Cheryl.
careful. And then Bina shifted. What, Bina?
No, I was just saying hello, Cheryl. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
right. So then Bina went a little further with self-help, And she said that what we are doing is sharing a whole new paradigm to the superiority paradigm. I'm doing a repeat back, right? Paraphrasing. But this is very important. And that's what led me to the quote. Because when you focused on self help and improving yourself, but you're doing so within the context of a broken system, the value is not really very helpful. And this is unfortunately, sadly, what typically
Exactly.
happens. We, within the superiority paradigm, we just learn to be better within that. Well, I'm learning to be, a better broken. That doesn't help very much at all. All right, so brilliant. So, am I screen sharing? No, not yet.
No, you are not.
Not yet.
Um,
Okay, so we're
Syl,
gonna read. We're
Syl,
gonna read this chapter now.
yes,
I'm
yes,
thrilled
we are
that you're
going to
here,
read.
Sue and Cheryl, because I'm very keen for your feedback. First of all, this is
Yes.
the art for the chapter here. This is chapter 8. I love this art, and look what it's the chapter, right? Can I make sense of my life? That's the title of this chapter, right? It's a question somebody
It
asked,
is
right?
uploading for me. Okay, so it is
Okay,
uploading
I'm
for
going
me.
to
I
read in
cannot
the
see.
meantime while it uploads for you. Tell me when you're ready, right?
Yes.
So this is the question that Biella is being asked here. Can I make sense of my life? So I'm very keen to hear as I read. Sue and Cheryl, please jump in, comment, say whatever. It's like, huh? What? Come on, Soul, really? Seriously? And whatever comments you want to make, feel free. Feel free.
Okay, I can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and read then. Personal story.
Yes. Okay. Can I make sense of my life? Question mark. Personal story. The story is always our own story, and we are the authors. The goal, the mission, is the development and enhancement of awareness. This is always the common theme for all. It's the purpose of the universe. It conspires with us on this task. We cannot, of course, give ourselves direct instructions. Sorry, still you are just
Oh, go ahead.
changing it. And no, it was jumping for me. Okay.
Oh.
We cannot, of course, give ourselves direct instructions for developing and enhancing awareness, then it would be programming. So we have to help ourselves inadvertently from mysteries of the new nobility. Dear X, this is the essence of every life story, every mission, every journey. It's the way it all works. Everything is geared towards the development and enhancement of awareness, and we have to figure it out for ourselves. But we get help at every turn and corner. Everything. And I am, wow. And I mean, absolutely everything is geared to facilitate and aid this purpose. Every situation, every event, every happenstance, no matter how trivial, is aimed toward this end. It's incredible. And this is why most do not perceive this marvel. It's outside their awesome threshold. Wow. Okay, we
Ah.
have some technical, okay, editing also, some extra
Just
spaces and
ignore
things.
it. Just ignore it.
Yes,
Just ignore it. Just ignore it.
but still, isn't it amazing that exactly what BLA is saying right now?
Exactly.
And we
Exactly. Exactly. This happens every time we do
every
these.
time.
We have this topic, and the topic came completely unrelated to reading this chapter. We had no idea we were going to read this chapter. Before we came on Zoom, we were going and doing a long big thing. It's too long to explain. But basically that's why Beena had self-help on her mind, because it came up and it was like, yes, self-help, but there's a dubiousness to self-help, and how does it apply to this book? So now we are, yes, I mean, what's the title of this? Can I make sense of my life? Yes, and it's coming in this where now Biella is elaborating. But basically Biella is responding to Beena's query at the start. We had no idea. It just totally magically happens this way almost every time. It's incredible. It's very cool.
It is
So
incredible. It is unbelievable.
Sue and Cheryl, please comment. Please comment as we go along. We're reading through it, but it's capital R reading, Nobelia reading. So we are listening to you, and whatever you have
Oh,
to say,
yes.
jump in, jump in, jump in. I mean, feel free to come on Zoom and jump
Unbelievable.
in, both of you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable for me. Okay.
yeah. It's too
A
amazing.
grand
It's
purpose.
too amazing how this works. It's
Yes.
fantastic.
Grand
Yeah.
purpose. The problem with submissions is that we don't always realize our usual goals, aims, and ambitions are all subservient to the enhancement of awareness mission. They are simply ways to get us started, to to provide motivation. It's kind of a trick of the universe. But once we become aware of the grand whole, it all falls into place and everything makes sense. Everything is there for our benefit. Everything is exactly what we need at our point of awareness, precisely what we need to learn. The world and our path, our story, our task is all custom tailored specifically what we individually need to learn and be aware of. In this aspect, the world does indeed revolve around us.
All right,
Wow.
now, I want to jump in here, right? And I
Yes.
want to emphasize this. Yes, everything
Yes.
is there for our benefit. Everything is exactly what we need at the point of awareness, precisely what we need to learn. The world and our path, our story, our task is all custom tailored, specifically what we individually need to learn and be aware of. Isn't this exactly what just happened? Beena wanted to know more about self-help. I mean, not that was an unknown concept to her, but the nuance, the preciseness, the detail, how it relates and connects to the Ask Biella book, because that's what we were doing. We were looking up and all stuff about the book, right? And she's getting this deeper answer that she wants right here, right now. Exactly what Biella is saying. This is the what we're doing is demonstration of what Biella is talking about. The world is a magical place. When we have a sincere, deep intent, we get it. We see this. This is not the first time this has happened. This happens almost every single time when we do these opens. Yeah, we share something, the thought of the day, and then moreness comes, and there's a deepness and a connectivity. It's fantastic. It's an incredible way to live. Incredible way to the
Yes.
alternative paradigm. See, alternative paradigm. Well, depends what your intent is. If your intent is superiority, and that's very limiting. If your intent is learning and growth, well, now the universe really wants to help you because if your intent is superiority in the typical way that we have fame and status and importance and all of this stuff, right? The universe is saying, if I give this to you, am I really helping you? Those are kind of hollow. They don't really help you longer term, right? They're very hollow. So the universe is like, well, all right, I'll give you a little bit, yeah, but seriously, you're asking me to help you for something that doesn't really help you. It's like, a friend saying, hey, please go and buy me a bunch of sweets and cakes and all of this stuff. Okay, it's going to make you very happy, but does it really help you? You see what I mean? We might do it for them, but it's the same from the universe. So be careful with what you want. When your intents are really profound and deep, the universe is going to give it to you. The intent to know more about self-help. It's like, duh, here it comes, like bingo.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you,
Yes.
Sue.
Yes.
Thank you, Sue. All right, well, comment,
Oh,
comment. I
yeah.
want to hear what you guys have to say about this. I want to hear about what you have to say about it.
Okay.
All right, so
Just
where were
want to share.
we? Where were we?
Yes.
In
Grand
this
purpose
aspect, the world does indeed
around us. Around
revolve
us.
around us. I'm going to scroll it up
Yes.
for you so that you can have lots
Yes.
to read with
And
minimum scrolling. There
just
we
to
go.
share something interesting, fun thing, how intense materializing. I was a few, like a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a bit more, maximum month. I was just crossing by in my car. We were just driving by that, and I saw a hotel. Okay, it's a regular thing, but at that time, I was just thinking that okay, I want to go inside and just see this because it's a very beautiful Marriott. Marriott is okay, the hotel name, and I was just like, yes, I want to go inside and I just want to enjoy my time there. That's the thought. I don't know how well. And just 2 days ago, I got an invitation. One of my friends from Arts Council, they are getting married, and they invited me there, and they are
To
having
the
a banquet.
Marriott.
Yes, yes, and they are getting married there. It's a wedding, it's a reception there, and I'm invited there. So again, materialization of
Yeah.
intent.
Now, to be sure, yes, what I
Yes,
said earlier, you
yes,
can get your personal wants that are relatively trivial indulged by the
yes,
universe.
yes.
but but it's not going to do it all the time. Now, why do
Of
you get
course,
the Marriott one? Because you have so many profound intents of moreness that you want to learn and grow. This is
of
a trivial
course.
thing, but it's somewhat exceptional, so it's very easy for you to get it. But of course, if you wanted that the whole day long, and you wanted 100 of these types of things, then it's a bit more difficult for the
Oh
universe to
no,
give
it
you
was,
what you
and
want.
it was
Yeah.
also, it was just fun and curiosity, and I'm like, wow,
Right.
okay, that would be fun.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. So just
And
that
also I
appropriate
had
balance,
some
in other
memory,
words.
and
Yeah.
I had some memory attachment to that, because my father used to invite people there for his business meetings and all that. So that was also in my back of my mind there, that
Yeah.
okay, I want to,
Yeah. Yeah.
go there and
Yeah.
see. Okay,
Yeah.
fun thing.
Okay, so we're
Anyway,
on this path of enhancement and
okay,
development of awareness, right? That's what
yes,
Biella was
yes,
saying, right? And when we get
yes,
on this path, the whole universe starts to arrange itself to help you. Yes, but now
yes,
she says, oh, problems on this path. Oh, please read, Bina. Please read. Come on,
yes.
Cheryl, where are you? I haven't heard anything from you. Sorry, not going to let you go by without comments, Cheryl. No, you got to give me comments. I want to hear from you,
Okay.
Cheryl. I value.
Problems on this path come when we get stuck in submissions and mistake them for the true journey. This is when we lose motivation and suffer from frustration and stress. For underneath, we always know the superficial is exactly that, superficial. If we have maxed the learning for the particular task or situation, it's time to move on. If we aren't fully immersed, fully imbibing the magic of incredibleness of the overall path, that means we aren't where we need to be. We are reluctant to change. But that's what it's all about, acquiring the ability to change, to be able to shift and flow and adapt with ease and speed. Wow, I like that, with ease and speed.
Yeah. So again, Bina, feel free to reread as you need, uh, uh, in order to connect and integrate and make it your own,
Yes,
as you do
yes,
when we
yes,
do capital R.
yes,
I
yes,
love when you do
yes,
that. It's very helpful.
yes.
Cheryl,
Okay.
where are you? I'm gonna keep badgering you, Cheryl, until I see some comment from you there.
Or maybe she's not online anymore. I don't know
Ah, it
about
doesn't
this.
matter. I'll give her a hard time whether she's here or not. Doesn't matter.
Okay, okay,
Yeah. And somehow
okay. So
Cheryl
now,
just needs to be teased, right, Sue? It just seems appropriate
no.
to tease Cheryl. Yeah.
Oh no, no,
Wait,
she's
wait,
such a
wait,
good
wait, wait,
heart.
wait. There are comments. It wasn't updating automatically. So Cheryl says magical attunement. Yes, absolutely. And
Oh
Cheryl
yes,
says, I've experienced many moments like these. Gets me very excited. Yes, yes, it is
exactly.
incredibly exciting to realize that we do live in a magical world. We do. Now, the other magical part of it is you would have thought once you've experienced one, you'll say, well, okay, magic exists. You never get enough. Never, ever, ever, because it's never conclusive. It's always new and exciting every single time. Sue says, I'm at the stoplight right now, but I'm driving, so input may be no. All right, Sue. Yes, yes. Please don't text and drive. Yes, yes, yes. But we are appreciative and know that you're listening, so this is fine. This is very good stuff
Oh
for while you're
yes,
driving. Very cool. So great. Sorry, Cheryl, I didn't see your comments. I'm giving you a hard time, but you made the comments anyway. Sometimes the comments they automatically update, and other days I have to keep refreshing, which I don't know why. It's who knows. But anyway, I'll keep refreshing and I'll keep watching for comments. So please continue, Bina. Um, right.
okay.
In this in this in
Just to
this.
go back to this
Yes.
this paragraph, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Problem on this path come when we get stuck in submissions and mistake
Hang
them
on, hang on, hang on.
for
In
the.
submissions, not submissions. There's a big difference between the hyphen and the non-hyphen. Yes.
Mhm.
Right? We're not submitting.
Okay.
It doesn't mean submitting when we get stuck in missions that are not the
Yes.
big mission in a small mission. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I was taking it as submissions.
No, but it's submissions. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
And mistake them for the true journey. Okay, yes, of course, it makes sense now. Uh,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is when we lose motivation and suffer from frustration and stress. Okay,
Yeah.
the suffer from frustration and stress. It is because of that. Okay, we
You know
get
what?
distracted.
I'm going to change this. I'm going to change
Okay,
it to side missions, just for the
well,
sake of clarity. Yeah.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so problem on this path come when we get stuck in side missions and mistake them for the true journey.
There
This
we go.
is when we lose motivation and suffer from frustration and stress. For underneath, we always know the superficial is exactly that, superficial. So
You have to read
underneath,
the next word. Before underneath, we
Yes,
always know that is superficial.
is exactly that, superficial. If we have maxed the learning from that particular task or situation, it's time to move on. How to know that, okay, it's time to move on? How to know?
We'll wait and see. I think Biella's going to answer this. Yes.
Okay, I was just asking you that, okay, how to know that? Okay, we are going to do that and keep this question there, that how to know that it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Because it's a big question. It's a
Oh
big
yeah.
question.
Oh yeah.
Because when people say that, okay, this is what persistence is, where the persistence
Yeah.
will be if I will just keep changing my track, keep
Well,
changing my
well,
path, keep changing doing all these things.
right. Read the whole sentence again. If we have maxed the learning from that particular task or situation, it's time to move on. That's how you know when
How
you
to understand?
max the
Yes,
learning.
how to understand that this is the max of learning.
Right, right.
This is
Well,
my question. Like as a
well,
completely new person, I want to
yeah,
know that, okay,
yeah.
when to actually know how to
Okay,
know that.
okay.
Yes.
This is a very very cool question, and I don't know if Biella is going to answer this specifically. So Bina
Hmm.
is asking on this from here where let me because when I highlight the blue makes it um uh, it's not easy to read, so I'm going to isolate it, right? So this year, if we have maxed the learning, capital L learning, from that particular task or situation, it's time to move on. So Bean is saying, but how do you know when you've maxed it? Well, all right, let's say we get into a new situation. Let me think. Okay, I'm learning anger management. Yes. And and
Yes.
and I get a job with a ridiculously annoying boss or coworker that makes me
Yes.
angry. Yes. Wow.
Hmm.
Uh, this is the very last thing I wanted because I'm trying to work on my anger, and yeah, I get this totally annoying boss and coworker. But it's the universe helping you. It's putting you in a situation where you can practice daily, every day. You can practice your anger management. It's not the opposite. It's a gift, right? But we need to learn to develop this. So now you're saying, but Mina says, okay, I get it that I'm in a situation where when is it maxed? When, of course, they don't bother me anymore, right? And they stop annoying me and I stop getting angry at them. Okay, I've now learned what I can learn from this. They're not an issue, they're not a problem, and it's not just them, but others also. Right. And you know what? Also, Bina, yes, that's one way when you've maxed the learning. We never really know for sure that you maxed the learning in our capital H humility, understanding this. But you know what's going to happen when you max your learning? The universe is going to come and put you in another job.
Hmm.
Will change the situation on you, right? Attunement will make it obvious that you've maxed your learning. We can't ever be sure. So it's a very cool question that you ask, Yabina, because it's founded on that deep humility. But we can at least go by more or less what we feel like. And when we really carefully look, what else can I learn from this? What else? And I come up blank, and the universe doesn't give me any answers via anomalies and it's just nothing, right? Then I know if I keep asking that, and what else is there to learn, what else is there to learn, and I get nothing, because typically when you ask that you get tons of stuff coming your way. Yeah. But when you get nothing, then okay, now you can feel reasonably sure, at least in this situation, and then the universe will typically change the situation, right? When you get no responses to that. So it was very powerful, very very powerful question. I love this, Bina, and a very, very necessary question that we can't just assume that we know, but at least asking the question is important. So Cheryl says, I am here and I commented. Yeah, I didn't see the update, Cheryl. So I'll give you, now Cheryl's giving me a hard time back. Well, very good, Cheryl. I feel bad now. So Cheryl says, though, the challenge is to be aware of the circumstance that we have created and the path that is meant for us. Exactly. The challenge is to be aware of the circumstance that we have created and the path that is meant for us. Like I said, you're dealing with anger issues and you end up in this job with this totally obnoxious boss. And you're like, come on, universe, really? Seriously? You've been all my life I had these terrible people. And you don't realize it's actually a gift. Yeah. So that's what Cheryl is saying. The challenge is to be aware the circumstances that we have created and the path that we have created. Look at the power of this comment from Cheryl. We read it again. The challenge is to be aware of the circumstance that we have created and the path that is meant for us. She's taking agency, she's taking responsibility to say, I'm in that job because I've created this. Our whole lives are that way. We are creating circumstances that we know we need. We know what our flaws are. We know our mistakes. We know not just negative but positive. We know that fine. I've dealt with my issues, my flaws, my problems, but that doesn't mean I have moreness. Yes, I might not be impatient, but that doesn't make me patient. See what I mean? So there's more to this. Yes, how to know exactly. And this is a fantastic question. And Cheryl says, especially when the situation is uncomfortable or interferes with our wants. Yes. Now, that's the thing. If it's still interfering with your want, you're not at the max, though, because you still have questions. You see, you know you're at your max when you have no more questions. You have no more things that need to be resolved. If there's still conflict, there's learning. You're not at the max yet. Yes. Beena, makes sense? Cheryl, makes
Yes,
sense?
yes. Because
Cheryl, you gotta come
uh,
more. You gotta come more, girl. You and Sue. Now, when Sue's driving, so she can't give more. But you see why I love this? This is for anybody watching this. Sue and Cheryl are obviously Way of Impeccability participants, and Sue's done the Moreness-Project too. So this is the level of nuance and discernment and moreness that comes from when we've practiced this and you train your brain to think moreness in a moreness way. It's a big deal. It's not me saying they're better or worse or anything. It's just that they've made an effort to learn to look at things from this perspective. And it's profoundly valuable. Anybody can do it. Cheryl, let me ask you this. Are you somebody special in the world? I'm not being mean. Cheryl is going to tell you, no, she's just a regular person. Yes,
like we all are.
exactly, like we all are, precisely. Right. So I really want to make this point that, I love Cheryl's comments because it is so magical to me that this is profound stuff that she's saying. It really is profound. And what makes it even more special for me is that we can all connect to this profoundness. Cheryl, you're just a good example of this. Yes. And it's a moreness that we can all have, right? You don't have to be special, you don't have to be some psychologist, philosopher, whatever, or none of the stuff. You don't have to be a guru or anything. No, you can be a regular person, like we all are. Yes, I don't think of myself as anything fancy or special. I'm a regular person, much more than you know, right? We're all regular people, like Beena says. So this is a big deal. This is why I appreciate your comments so much, right? I got an extra appreciation to this. Yeah. So very cool, Cheryl. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Where were we last, Beena?
Okay, before we, okay, it was like we were moving into a different direction, but actually not. The question was about
Yeah.
like how to understand that, okay, it is a mix of learning. As Syl
Yeah.
says that, and I don't want to get this point get a bit diluted because it is
Yeah.
so magical and so crucial to pay attention to that when we don't have any more questions. That's the
Yeah.
power of questions. When you are
Yeah.
still curious about things, when you still feel that, okay, I can do something about it. Again, the question is because
Yeah.
sometimes our ego rides us and we say that, okay, I can do this. I'm going to
Yeah.
fix this.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you get out of this fixing mindset, and then you don't have any questions, it is very crucial to pay attention to that. You're not there in any situation that you are going to fix anything, change anything. You don't have any desire, and then you still don't have any questions. Then I feel that this is the ultimate sign of learning. And then of course your inner self will be satisfied, and you will not, okay, yeah, whatever they are keen to do, no problem with that.
Yes.
As
Yes.
also mentioned, you mentioned using this analogy, and you mentioned that, okay, oh,
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
boss, like, okay,
Yeah.
yes, grumpy,
Yeah.
annoying,
Yeah.
and or a
Yeah.
work situation or a
Yeah.
relationship, or it could be children or anything, anyone or anything. uh, when things are uncomfortable, when people are behaving in a specific way with you and with other people, they are not. If a workplace is not comfortable for you, even if when you try to change it and you are getting into the new situation, new workplace, and still the same things are happening, then we have to pay attention that, are
Yes.
we giving ourselves due respect, not to others? First, Am
Yes,
I
very important,
giving
very
myself
important,
due
very
respect?
important.
Because people just project what you do. And I have this
Yes.
example for myself because now I was looking for gifts for my family, and I choose what they have been using without even thinking about it. Out of so many options, I was thinking and thinking, and I said, no, this is not Lubna is going to like. No, 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 no. Lubna is going to like this. And I choose
Yeah.
that exactly what he was like. And that was not part of the gift, of course. When you have to like, okay, at least this is my understanding. If I want to give someone a gift, I would like to give them what I really like, what I really
Yeah,
like.
but it's not what you like. It's about them, not you. Yes.
Yes, I know, I understand that.
I know, I know, I know.
But
I'm just
but I
teasing.
cannot, but even I had this intention, that intent, but still I could not do that
Mm.
because we only give people the treatment they do for themselves.
Yes, yes. I'm laughing because of
Hardwired in
Cheryl's
our brain.
wonderful comments. I want to read them in a moment, but please continue,
Yes,
Bina. That's why I'm
it is
chuckling every
so
time. It's not on
hardwired.
what you're saying, it's on Cheryl's wonderful comments.
Yeah, this is hardwired in our brain, that how people treat themselves, we treat
Yes,
exactly the way they treat themselves. We treat them
yes,
same. So
yes.
when someone
Not
is
appropriate.
not giving due respect, we need to pay attention to that. Am I giving myself due respect? No. And then I
Yes,
have to start giving
yes.
myself due respect. So the problems of this type of thinking came from the out of appropriateness. If something is out of appropriateness, then things will
Exactly.
start making
Oh, go
trouble.
ahead. I'm just agreeing.
No, then yes. So that is something I was thinking about.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
please,
wonderful, 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 Bina.
please read
Absolutely.
Cheryl's comment.
Appropriateness. Yeah. So I was talking about, Cheryl not being special. This is why I love Cheryl's comments. Look what Cheryl says. Well, she says,
Absolutely.
I am absolutely special. I have much to give. I also have much to learn. Well, I may have answered differently than you expected. No, no,
Good.
no, absolutely perfect. Of course you're special. Of course you're special. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And then Susan says, no, I love this, Cheryl. That's why I was laughing. I was laughing. It's like a big smack for Sylvia. I was making a point, obviously, but of course Cheryl is special and magical. Yes. And she also
Yeah.
says, I have much to learn. This is the magic of this understanding and our capital H humility, way of impeccability all put together. Susan says, Sue, there is always more. The universe would be there as an individual. We need to show up and pay capital A attention to it all. Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And then she says, I meant the universe will be there for us as an individual always. Yes. On an individual basis, the universe is always there for you. Yes, always, always there for you. Again, just understand how it works. Don't be thinking of the universe as like, the Father Christmas or something, fairy godmother or something that's there to indulge you. No, no. The universe is there to truly help you, not indulge you. Not the same thing, right? So the universe does what's good for you, not what's nice for you. It can combine the two, but that takes some skill on our side to get the two be combined. Oh, this is very fantastic. I just love you too. I just love you, Cheryl. I just love you, Sue. Just so brilliant when you have this. This to me now is we are absolutely engaging in Nobelia-Living. This is exactly what it's about. We share something. And look how it shared a whole moreness came from Beena. Yes, and the comments from Cheryl and the comments from Sue, there's a moreness to it, a layeredness, a connectivity. We're collaborating and we are creating more than what we are saying individually. This is Nobelia living. It's profound. So this is what I'm after, in the longer term. Yes, obviously everybody can't always be here. We're busy. But I want to illustrate what it's all about. This is illustrating what it's all about. Yes. Too fantastic. All right, let's continue, Bina. Let's continue. Let's continue. While we have Cheryl and Sue here, we're going to maximize them. We are maximize them. Yes. It says we are reluctant to change, but that's what it's all about. Acquiring the ability to change. Cheryl, Sue, would you say that you've acquired the ability to change? Yes. Yes, capital C change. Yeah. I mean, Bina, I would say that you've acquired this ability. Yes, I'll answer for you since you're here and you can dispute it. I think Beena just had to step aside. That's why she's not
No,
answering
no,
you.
no, no, no,
Oh,
no, no, no. I'm
oh,
here.
oh,
I'm
okay. Well,
here.
then don't let me answer for you. Do you think you've acquired the
Yes.
ability to change?
Exactly. This is more than my expectation. I was assuming few things, or few changes in my life were actually going to like really, really tremble my world, and I was like going to be horrified with that, and everything is going to collapse and all that. But actually, nothing happened. I was so amazingly comfortable with those situations, and I handled it. Yes, of course, it was not fun, but it was not devastating for me. It was not horrible for me. I was understanding the situation, and I said,
Yeah,
okay, yes, this is part of life, and this is how things happen. And I learn and I adapt and I change, and I'm just moving
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Now, actually, this is when I realized that what true freedom means, what capital
yes,
freedom means, that I
yes.
was not actually uh, drenched by any fear
There you go.
or
So you had developed the ability to change. Yes.
exactly.
Bina,
Yes.
keep an eye on the chat as well in case I miss them, right? So we can respond.
Okay.
I want to try
Okay.
and keep it as real time as possible. Yes, there's a delay, like 20 or 30 seconds, but still, as much as we can to respond to Susan and Cheryl. I really want to make this interactive because it's very powerful. So Susan says, yes, it's a choice. This about, choosing to change and that. And Cheryl
Yes.
says, yes, I would certainly like to think so, although self-trust was a huge mountain for me to climb personally. You know, this is what is so brilliant in this community that we have, self-honesty and being able to share our self-honesty. It's transformative. It's transformative. Look what Cheryl says, right? I mean, it's a profoundly honest statement. Yes, but there's a qualifier though, yeah, and that's important. That qualifier to understand that for Cheryl to come to this point is a big deal because she had a huge mountain to climb. Fantastic. Yes, Cheryl, it is a huge mountain for all of us. You're just saying it. It's a big deal. Susan says nothing changes until we choose to change.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right there, I'm going to put that in my quote file.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Absolutely quote worthy thing. Yes.
Yeah. 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 That's a very cool. It's very simple, very cool there. Yeah. Yeah. Sue unedited.
Yes. Yes.
Right, Sue? I hope I
Yes.
remembered it right. It's been a while, Sue. If I got it wrong, then shoot me. Not Sir Sue.
And
This
this
is just
is this
huge.
is
It's just huge. Big deal stuff. Big deal stuff.
yes.
Simple, but the
And
big deal.
actually, this is also part of
Yeah.
when you get out of those fears of like you know what is going to happen and all that, and every situation, every happenstance
Yeah.
actually going to like really tremble your world, and you get devastated by that, and really your whole worldview collapse by just trivial things. You're
Yeah.
not giving due respect to those things. When I'm
Exactly.
getting out of those fears, now I'm making
Exactly.
choice every single day, every single moment.
Exactly.
I'm choosing them again, and I'm choosing
Yeah.
them with my deliberate choice. This is what part of giving due
Yeah.
respect
Yeah.
also. So this is something like I'm not bound to do anything. I'm not bound to be nice to anyone, but still I'm choosing.
Yeah.
And this is the true freedom also part of it.
Whose birthday is it, Sue? Did I miss somebody's birthday? Is it Cheryl's birthday? Your birthday? Surely not. Oh.
Every day is birthday.
Sue says happy birthday. Yeah, every day is our birthdays exactly. Whose birthday? Anyway,
Yes.
I hope I didn't miss somebody's birthday. I do try and pay attention. Uh, yeah, but every
Cheryl,
day,
Cheryl
every
is
day.
in October, as long as I remember that. So
Yeah, that's right. When was Sue? I don't know. But Sue's ageless, so you can't have birthdays, Sue. Sorry. That's it. That's just the birthday and Sue doesn't go together because you're ageless, so doesn't compute. All right. On this point about change, right? We're
yes,
on an overall path. That means we aren't where we need to be. We are reluctant to change, but that's what it's all about. Acquiring the ability to change, as Cheryl and Sue have now emphasized. This is a huge deal.
yes,
Now, Biella goes a little bit further because that's what Biella does. It's not just about the ability, but also to be able to shift and flow and adapt with ease and speed. And if you listened with capital H hearing when Beena first read this, the very first time, there was a reactivity from Beena when she read with ease and speed. Right?
Yes.
And I get the
Yes.
feeling if I'm
Yes.
going to practice my capital H hearing, if I heard Beena correctly, this is something that Beena wants to work on, her ability to
It's
change with ease and speed. Yes? To be able to shift
actually
and flow and adapt with ease and speed. Or did I mishear you?
ease ease is something, yes. I never actually read with the speed before, so I was like, with
Oh,
the speed, this is what actually being attunement, like. So, and I'm
wow.
like, okay, yes. So
Exactly.
Biella is now saying
Exactly.
about the attunement, because when the
Exactly.
opportunity comes, you have to grab it, you have to actually just respond to it and be
Yeah.
there. This is what a
Yeah.
speed is, to make decisions. And when you can make quick decisions, when you can prompt, when you are free from shoulds,
Exactly.
then you can make
Exactly.
choices. So that's why
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
speed, it actually just hit me big time, that, oh yes, okay, so now it is
Yeah.
connected to
Yeah.
attunement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then now
Yeah.
it is coming
Right.
to actually prompt and all those things. So yes.
Exactly. And speed is when we are fully in attunement, obviously we are able to shift and adapt and flow with ease and speed, the more in attunement you are. And if you are fully in attunement, you also have some anticipation going. So you see things before they right on top of you. So you aren't reacting, but you are responding. You can even respond preemptively if you are fully in attunement because you can see where things are going. At least in the short term, you can see where things are going, right? So this attunement is a very big deal because attunement also, when you get really fully attuned, you have anticipation and extrapolation as part of your attunement, right? You can project where the flow of things is going. Yeah, like when you're driving your car, we do this extrapolation and anticipation. If you're a good driver, that is, right? In other words, you don't drive and, oh, suddenly, oh, the robot is red. And you, traffic light. Call them robots. When I was a kid, they were called robots. Anyway, and you slam on your brakes. You're looking ahead. You see, oh, the traffic light is orange, and okay, I can take my foot off the brake, the gas, and cruise up to it. I can anticipate. I can see what's going on. Anyway, yeah, good driving. Good driving requires anticipation and extrapolation too. Yes, see what people might be doing based on the way things. Okay, so very important stuff. Right. So this is a skill to work on, right? In other words, and I like Venus connection that with ease and speed, yes, uh,
Yes,
that means attunement. In other words,
exactly.
yes, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I'm just going to put here in brackets attunement. Yeah,
Yes.
fine,
Because
brilliant.
if an option come, and like an opportunity,
Yeah,
and how can you respond to that?
exactly,
You're going to lose it if you are not with ease and speed. If
exactly,
you are not there,
exactly.
you're going to lose it.
Yeah, very powerful, very, very powerful. All right,
Okay.
keep going,
When we
please,
think
Bina.
back,
Oh, hang on, hang on, hang
when
on, hang
we
on. Sue is July. Ah, right, right.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh no, Sue says oops. Okay. I love it. I love it, sir. I love it. You know what? It's Happy
She's
Universe
driving.
Day.
She's driving.
So
That's
that
why.
was,
That's why.
remember, once upon a time, a long time ago, I made a post where I declared every day to be Universe Day. So happy birthday is always appropriate. Now, Sue is July. Thank you, Cheryl. Making quick decisions is really a good idea. Exactly. 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 Now, what Bina was saying is that if I extrapolate somewhat and do a takeaway and just add a bit to it, but in essence is what I
Yes,
get from
please.
it. If yes, we want to be able to make decisions with ease and speed as appropriate always, and of course, like you're saying, making quick decisions is really a good idea, but sometimes, unfortunately, we are required in life to make a quick decision. We don't have a choice. This is where
Yes.
attunement is invaluable when you pressed for time. Yeah. And now if you are anticipating, like when you're driving, right? And you weren't paying attention and you were daydreaming and suddenly the car swerves in front of you. You see, then it's a but if you were anticipating and you saw, hey, this guy's been, coming up my riding too close behind me and he's all stressed and whatever. So now when he pulls aside you all aggressively, you at least go, your foot is probably going to be on the brake already, thinking that he might cut you off. I'm just saying, for argument's sake, as an example. I can't think of any other right now. I'm pressed for time. But my point is that if you're in attunement, and especially if you are practicing anticipation and extrapolation, it gives you those few extra microseconds of precious time. Yes. And the second is an eternity for the positronic brain, as Data once said, right? So this
Yes.
is, if we find ourselves pressured, and where we are in our lives, where we are in situations that do sometimes require us to make decisions quickly, we don't have a choice, then especially it is good to really, really make an effort to pay attention to attunement, and particularly anticipation and extrapolation. It is phenomenally helpful. But yes, if we have the time, don't make a decision now. And that's another point. It comes up actually in Way of Impeccability. If you because impeccability and decision making are intimately connected, intimately. Yes, most of the time people struggle in their lives because they have regrets. Why do they have regrets? Because they made poor decisions. That's what regrets are all about, making a poor decision, right? Now, when we look at this really closely and we understand what impeccability is about, being thorough, being disciplined, being rigorous, being scrupulous, about what? About making your decision. Yes, you do everything you can to make a decision that you can live with, that you won't going to regret, right? And now sometimes there's a time pressure. Hey, I did my best I can. That's all I could come up with at the moment. Too bad. I don't regret those because I didn't have a choice. It's not a problem. But when I did have a choice, then it is so. Yeah. And we typically do have a choice because we have a choice to learn how to anticipate, giving us that extra time. Right. So anticipation and extrapolation are a very big deal. And of course, living in attunement. When you're in attunement, the first thing that you grab to is likely going to be the appropriate thing and a good decision. It's an incredible thing, right? And of course, we want to have our own self-reliance. We don't want to be relying on attunement, but it's there to bail us out when there's no other option. It's fantastically useful, very, very powerful. And I want to say this about making decisions. When we really, really get into understanding our ability to make decisions, and appropriate good decisions, changes our lives. And where it comes in, the point I wanted to make about quick decisions is, when, like Cheryl says, making quick decisions is really a good idea. Why? Because typically you actually have time to make the decision later. Right. For instance, right, somebody, they get fired. And for whatever reason, that bad boss, you've learned all your lessons, and the universe says you don't need to stay anymore, and the boss fires you. And you say, I got fired. No, no, you were helped. This was a great, great gift from the universe. It's forcing you to get a job that's more appropriate than that jerk boss, right? Now, so now I need a new job. You don't need to make a decision on a new job right that minute, there and then. You can wait a little bit, right? You've got, maybe you've got a week, a month, a year even. My point is, people often make those decisions as soon as they can because they want to get it over and done with. No, it's really a good idea. So when it comes to decision making, especially even like with contracts and things where there's a literal deadline, wait until the very last second before you make your decision. It's very powerful. Why? Because how many times haven't you had this in your life? You commit to something, you make your decision before you need to make it, and then things change. Ah, dang it, I'm stuck. I'm already committed in this. I told everybody I'm going to get this job, but yeah, a better job comes along. Now you've got all the complication of undoing it and saying, well, actually, see, don't make your decisions until you need to. Yes, exactly, Cheryl. Making quick decisions is rarely. Look how she says it too. Rarely, rarely, rarely. Yeah, doesn't say always. Doesn't say
Yes.
is. Making this quick decisions is a bad idea. See that qualifier there. It's rarely. Sometimes it is. Yeah. Wonderful, Cheryl. Wonderful. I'll add you to my quote file. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. So I just wanted to say, keep an eye on the comments there so we can respond
It
to
is
them.
taking time. Yes, it is
Yeah,
taking time.
I
To
know,
make.
I know, I know, I know.
I just want to make some more definition for myself, because making quick decision, like as in Biella's words, easy, with ease and speed. We can only make decisions with ease and speed when we are free, and of course when we have
Yeah,
our conscience clear. This is also a mechanism to check that we have learned our max
yeah,
previous situation. because then we have a next situation come, and then the next option, a completely different option sometimes. And then if you are willing, if you are even thinking about to adapt a new option, to take a new option or make a new choice, it means that the lessons in the previous situation are already done. This is
Yes.
also for me, it's a point to understand that, okay, oh, am I really learn? Okay, is it enough? Then you
Wow.
can make a decision quickly and easily. Of course. So this is for me, it's also a mechanism to understand that I have learned max here in this situation, in
Yes.
this current situation,
Yes.
because universe has provided me a new option and my conscience is clear. I'm thinking about the other option. It means that the thing is there is already done.
There you go.
Otherwise, I'm not going to give a second thought about it. No way,
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave it.
I love it. All right. Now I'm going to reread this chapter that the paragraph, I mean, that we just read and that we've been discussing
Yes.
so much, because Biella's going to come
Yes.
and pull the rug out from under our feet. I love this. I love this. Much like, my comment about Cheryl. She said, no, but I am special. Don't say I'm ordinary. Actually, yes. Again, it's just the fun of it, right? And but it's true, of course, but both. So this is our moreness, right? But Biella is going to now show us a moreness that we haven't yet considered in our discussions about change. So
Yes,
she
yes,
says,
yes, yes.
problems on this path come when we get stuck in side missions and mistake them for the true journey. So let's keep in mind what she's saying. This is when we
Yes,
lose motivation and suffer from frustration and stress. For
yes,
underneath, we always know the superficial is exactly that, superficial. If we have maxed the learning from that particular task or situation, it's time to move on. If we aren't fully immersed, fully imbibing the magic of that incredibleness of the overall path, that means we aren't where we need to be. This is Biella's answer for how we know. If we aren't fully immersed, fully imbibing the magic of the incredibleness of the overall path, that means we aren't where we need to be. Right. So
yes,
if you start
yes,
losing the magic and the joy, then time to change. Then you've maxed it, right? Of course, you've maxed it because you've been making effort to max it. You haven't been just coasting and cruising, right? That's taken for granted here by Biella, right? We are reluctant to change, but that's what it's all about, acquiring the ability to change, to be able to shift and flow and adapt with ease and speed. Attunement. Now here's the part where she pulls the rug out of this. When we think back to the magic of our childhoods, how everything was a wonder and exciting, we forget that as children we could move instantly to the next thing, whatever it was. We could be fully immersed in something, and if a new input came our way which superseded it, we would simply drop whatever and move on. Right? So yes, we're fascinated with the ant, and then the frog comes jumping along, and the ant is no longer relevant, and we jump to the frog. Yeah, that's what she's meaning here. Yes, we would simply drop whatever and move on. No fuss, just fluid adaptability. No agonizing over change. We simply shifted with the appropriateness of it, an ability we need to relearn. Right, and this is really cool. Just because something has value doesn't mean you can't shift to something else. Learning is learning. It doesn't matter where you learn it. Yes, it's not that critical. That's what I mean by, yeah, all right, I'm having a bit of fun with this idea of pulling the rug out of it. It's unexpected from the previous thing. We get all serious, and but yes, she's saying, "Hey, chill. Don't worry so much about maxing and changing. Sometimes just change because, well, your attention gets pulled." Now, again, we're not saying don't finish what you're doing and don't stick with things, but as appropriate when it comes to interest and joy. Whether the ant is fascinating or the frog is fascinating, I'm learning about nature and everything doesn't matter. Yeah. So don't get too hung up about staying where you are. Change as needed. And furthermore, what she's also saying here, when you recognize that you need to change, don't be like, I've got to change and what am I going to do? And I got new decisions and oh, woe is me. And just change for crikey's sake. You see it, it's needed change. That's it. End of story. Don't make a big fuss, a big deal out of it. Like kids, they don't agonize over the need to change. Okay, they just change. All right, very opinion. Very, very powerful, right? Beena, makes sense? Yeah, what
yes,
Biella is sharing? Okay. All right, please
yes,
read. Please
yes.
read from strategic flexibility. Strategic flexibility. Just so happy
If
that
we
Sue and
step up,
Cheryl are here, by the way. Sorry, I just wanted to share again. Before they have to go, because I don't know how long they can stay, but man, I just love that you guys are here. Truly, it's a
yes,
great joy.
yes, yes.
Great joy.
It is a pleasure.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Strategic flexibility. If we step up our lives strategically in such a way where we can shift and flow as much as possible, we can then get
Sorry. Stop there a second. Stop there a second. Cheryl says, getting fired from the theater. Best thing that ever happened to me. Lol. I've heard this so many times, so many times. Before Way of Impeccability, people they got fired and it was the end of the world. But once we learned to see attunement and moreness and start to look for it, then I hear this regularly. Oh, we broke up or I got fired, whatever. Things that used to be terrible, the worst thing ever, now is the best thing ever. I have a chapter in the next book in the realism series, after the two Biella ones, 50 ways to be smarter using opposite, right there. Look for the moreness. Don't assume it's negative until you know more. I was homeless once. I was driving along the road yesterday to give an example of this, and I saw a homeless guy. And he was just walking along. He didn't represent what I felt, but it reminded me of when I was homeless. And I said, man, I haven't felt that feeling for a long time. I was so free. I was so absolutely open. It was exhilarating having absolutely nothing whatsoever to do. Not one single pressure, one single. It was fantastic. It was a beautifully joyful feeling. It's incredible. So again, don't assume when you look at things that they are what you assume they are, right? Yeah, yeah. Cheryl says, Sue says, I'm at my destination. I'll try to come back on. Brilliant, brilliant. Such a gift.
yes.
Exactly, exactly. The moment we develop this ability, this profound ability for perspective shifting, and we learn to extract the more, which means we're looking for the more, we suddenly find it. It's there. It's there. It's there. We just need to learn to look for it. It's too fantastic. It's too fantastic. Yeah, Cheryl, I'm very pleased to hear you say that. Say it. I mean, I know you've said it to me before, but to say it like this in this way, to be able to express it publicly, this is a fantastic thing. It's a profound shift to really, because some part of us, the old superiority paradigm, is a bit, oh, I got fired, a bit of shame and guilt and all this. Okay, maybe I did something that I was stupid, but I learned from it. Doesn't matter, it's still best for me, right? We need to learn to be able to face and deal with the awful truth, and as Cheryl has done, turn it into the awesome truth. Yes, doesn't mean there wasn't awful truths involved. There were, but Cheryl faced them and dealt with them. It's become an awesome truth. Very, very big deal. That's why Cheryl says such a gift, a capital G gift there, please. Yes, right, Cheryl. Capital G gift. Who gives Cheryl a bit of a hard time for spelling? But yeah, it's appropriate, of course, but I'm just teasing. I like teasing Cheryl. I like teasing Cheryl. Cheryl likes teasing. That's why I like to tease Cheryl. Because Cheryl, I think, teases Sue fairly mercilessly, right, Cheryl? I just love you guys. I just absolutely love you. All right, please continue, Beena. Please continue.
Okay. We can then get back to that full immersion in perpetual learning magic, for it's there in us, around us.
Hang on,
It's
hang on, hang on, hang
always
on,
been
hang on,
there.
hang on. Sorry, start again from the top here. I lost the first part of that. We didn't hear it. So start with strategic flexibility, please.
We read this, but we were segueing into different things, so
Yes,
that's
yes.
why.
So I want to pick it back up again. Please, please.
Okay,
Sorry. Yeah, yeah.
strategic flexibility. If we set up our lives strategically in such a way where we can shift and flow as much as possible, we can then get back to that full immersion in perpetual learning magic. For it's there in us, around us. It's always been there. It, in fact, is more magical. Yes, it is okay, more magical and marvelous than we were able to perceive as children. When we start to look at the world as the perfect school that it is, which is a school or mechanism which is intimately attuned to each and every individual, we realize life is geared to giving us exactly and precisely what we need and want. What we need and want. Okay, I'm not want exactly, but yes, need. I completely agree with Biella. As long as our needs and wants are in attunement with the grand theme, which is the development and enhancement of awareness. Once we do that connection, magic flows. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Much of our
Uh,
learning and growing involves unlearning, a key perspective. we have to start at zero when it comes to awareness, but we also need something to get us going on our path. And thus we have childhoods and society and convention. None of, okay, none of them are ideal. This lack of idealness is by a kind of design, at least when it comes to awareness. When we start to perceive that flaws, if we are honest and true to ourselves, we will seek alternatives, and that is how we get onto the path of awareness. It's a marvelous setup which we can use to take a shortcut to sensibility and enhancing our awareness by simply turning convention upside down.
Yes, our
Almost
philosophy of
always,
opposite. Yeah.
almost always somewhere near the opposite of convention, as we personally have come to perceive it, is the best option for us. Unhooking from shoulds and shouldn'ts is incredibly liberating.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. What a shift here from Biella. I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. Cheryl, I love your comment here. And she says, I'm more than happy to share your teasing with Susie. Yes, yes, Susie does benefit from benefit. Susie benefits much from teasing. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I love it. I just love it. Just moreness. Beautiful, beautiful,
Okay.
wonderful people. So
Okay.
beautiful. But on the point
Please.
of what Biala was sharing, this is really
Yes.
cool. Yeah, right. The
I
shift,
just want to please
please.
elucidate more about needs and wants, because do we really, universe actually just geared to give us needs and wants also?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, where was that? Much of our learning involves unlearning. Yes, we have to start from zero, but we also
No,
need
no, no, no. In
something.
the first paragraph,
Oh,
in the
oh.
first paragraph, what we need and want, precisely what we need and want. Third line from the bottom, sir, in the first paragraph.
Life is geared to giving us exactly and precisely what we need and want. Okay, I actually need to make that a capital W. All right. That changes it now, and I need to make this capital
Oh,
N
yes.
need as well. All right. Sorry,
Okay. Okay.
I
Now it
missed
makes
that there.
sense.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So
Yes. Okay.
when
Now
we,
it makes sense.
in other words, when we our needs are in the context here when it's capitalized, it means these are appropriate. You've thought them through. They're not
Yes.
bogus. They're
Now it makes
nonsense.
sense.
And the same with one. So yeah, I'm sorry. I missed capitalizing. That's why we read through these, because these are still needing a bit of editing. So that
Okay.
changes it profoundly, as Beena says. Now she gets it. So yeah. In other words, what we really deeply, truly want is moreness. We want awareness. We want goodness. Capital W, want goodness. The Ferrari, that's a little W. Okay, maybe it isn't for, I don't know, uh, uh, Armani. Maybe for Armani to drive a Ferrari
Or
is a capital
or
W want. I don't
like
know.
going to Marriott. Going to Marriott is a small W want.
Exactly, exactly,
It's not a W.
exactly,
It's a capital
exactly.
W.
They don't really matter. But when we truly come down
Yes.
to it, if you put on a universal lie detector and you say, "What do you really want?" Uh, Oh, well, obviously, then you're going to want what's really necessary and what's important and what's truly valuable to you,
Yes.
not
Yes. Yes.
not little things,
Yes. Yes.
right? So this is how we're determining it here. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Rena. See, again, I love this. That level of discernment and attention. This is what we want to develop as a habit, because it changes this whole paragraph. Just those capitalizations changes the whole paragraph, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Very big
Okay. And
deal.
the second
Very
thing.
big deal.
Okay. And the second thing, sir, about unlearning.
Oh yeah. What about it?
Because I personally feel that, okay, I personally understand that okay, we cannot unlearn anything. We can just relearn,
Yes,
or we
correct,
can learn new
correct.
things. But unlearning is not possible,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
once you understand something, it is going to stay there. But you are not going to, of course, be. It is not going to be uh, command for you anymore.
yeah,
Yes, okay, I have learned so many things in my life,
yeah,
but
yeah,
they are there. They
yeah,
are, of course, I'm not going to just
yeah,
erase it. It is impossible, but
yeah,
they are not relevant anymore. So for me, it's a yes. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. So we change it. We make this relearning. Yeah, because
Yes,
again, we learned, for instance, we learned to be dominant. We learned to be, I must be important,
exactly.
and
Oh,
no,
yes.
relearn that. Yes, I want to be important, but according to me, and not according to anybody else. It's irrelevant whether you think so. I need to think so. So
Yes,
yes, it is relearning, and also to relearn that what we were taught is valuable is not really, right? So relearning,
yes.
because you don't forget, you can't unlearn, you can't undo. You just have to get a new perspective on it and reshift it,
Exactly.
and you understand it.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yes, yes, and yeah, this, I know it's a lot of capitals in the sentence, but they're all important. Much of our learning and growing, right? Capital L learning, we grow automatically, but growing, the capital G, implies it's deliberate. Yes, it's soul growth,
Yes.
psychological growth, spiritual growth, not just me growing and in a way. All right, I'm learning new skills, and I'm a better engineer than because I've learned the advanced. No, it's different kind of growing, right? Our
So
learning and
can
growing
you just,
involves relearning, a key
yes.
perspective.
Okay.
Yes, can I what?
Yes. Can we like, okay, have this footnotes with the asterisks that, okay, the capitalization, how you are using
I
it.
have it in the beginning. Yes, I do have that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
In
Okay.
in the
That's good.
about
That's good.
Biella. Well, all right, we're on book 2, book 1. I can, without losing our place, I put this in, remember? I said, P.S.
Yes.
Biella uses the Nobelia-Living system of emphasis when writing. The capitalized terms indicating they are from her dictionary of power. The hyphenated compound conceptions likewise. Thus, these terms and concepts have additional and extra meaning. Deeper meanings typically obvious once one utilizes thinking things through to the end, as Biella is not only in the habit of doing, but also makes an inordinate effort to do so, as she does with all the other tools of living she employs so effectively, to our great benefit. Anyone making a list of these conceptions will be astounded at the depth and value such a list yields. That's a big deal list, right? It's a dictionary of power list. Yields through enabling us to see what is important to us and what really matters. An invaluable insight and powerful tool for living. So I hope that's enough. If not, and this is
Oh,
where
yes.
input and feedback is important, right? To say, really go into depth. What do you mean here? Is this enough? It's kind of there for me, but it may not be enough. So yeah, thank you for that, Beena. Thank you for that. So hopefully that's enough. We'll go into it again, right? And now,
Yes.
Biella's making the strategic flexibility. Again, how can I make sense of my life? That's what she's giving you the tools for making sense of your life, to develop strategic flexibility. And above this was grand purpose. Be aware of the grand purpose, right? So we just have to say, okay, personal story a little bitty, right? If we take our personal story as a mission, a life story, every mission, every journey, right? The essence of every life story, every mission is the way it all works. Yeah. And the way it all works is enhancement and development of awareness, right? So giving it to you all there.
Yes.
Grand purpose,
Yes.
right? Understand your grand purpose. Develop some strategic flexibility. If you're too rigid, you're not going to get there. Look at this art. Look at this art. So cool, so cool. Yeah. There's more to it. There's more to it. Solitary responsibility. Yeah. Okay. So we have a solitary responsibility. This is too fantastic. Okay. Brilliant. Please
Okay.
read on. Again, always
Solitary
we
responsibility.
stopping and doing discernments here, but always keep the title in mind. That what BLS are answering. Can I make sense? Not how to, but can I? Absolutely. She
Yes.
says, yes, absolutely you can. But then she goes into all of the ways in which we can make sense of our lives, right? So she does
Yes.
double here. Very helpful.
Okay.
Please continue.
Yes. Solitary responsibility. At some point, we have to realize we have to take full responsibility for our own lives. In that assumption of responsibility, we also have to accept that ultimately we alone are